Everyone, myself Professor Sagar Choksi from LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. So in previous session, we have started a new chapter that related to sensor, right, and different types of sensor. So in today's session, we are going to discuss a new concept that related to actuator and types of actuator, right. So in measurement, instrumentation and control in automobile, the fourth chapter that related to actuator and types of actuator. First of all, what is actuator? So basically, first of all, what is the difference between sensor and actuator, right? Because we have already done sensor in last lecture, and right now we are focusing on actuator. So what is the difference between sensor and actuator, right? So the main difference between an actuator and a sensor, that is a sensor that converts the physical gesture into the electrical signal. This is what a concept of sensor, right? As we already discussed earlier, right? And on the another hand, what is actuator? So actuator is responsible for the conversion of electrical signal into mechanical work. So this is what the concept of actuator, right? So in today's session, we will discuss on actuator and different types of actuator. So let's focus on that. Move forward to next slide. So here I have attached one image that related to shaft, or you can say that motor, right? So basically what is actuator? So here you can find out an actuator is a component of a machine that is responsible for moving and controlling a mechanism or system, right? As you can see in image, you can find out electrical motor, right? So basically what is the example of actuator? Actuator, it is not a machine, it is not a measurement, right? What is actuator? Actuator is one kind of part, or you can say that in machine there is one part, in motor there is one part that transmitting the signal from one form to another form, right? So this is what the actuator format, right? So what is the example of actuator? So opening a valve, in simple terms, it is just like a mover. As you can see in image, an actuator require a control signal and a source of energy. So basically, what is source of energy? So source of energy that related to three form, right? First one, that is electrical form, second one that is hydraulic form, and third one that is pneumatic form, right? So basically there are three different types of source of energy which we need to focus, and that related to your output also, right? So this is what the actuator form. Now focusing on the control signal. So the control signal is a relatively low energy and maybe electrical voltage, because ultimately in actuator we will focus on solenoid, we will focus on pneumatic actuator, right? So basically maybe it will be electrical voltage or current, pneumatic or hydraulic fluid pressure, or even human power, right? So basically actuator, or you can find out normally it may be operated by two terms. First one, that is solenoid, and second one, that is electrical motor, right? So this is what the actuator concept. Actuator is nothing but it is one kind of part in that particular machinery or mechanical working, one kind of part that convert the signal, right? So this is what the concept of actuator. So move forward to next slide. So now there are mainly three different types of actuator, as I discussed here. First one, that is electrical actuator. So there are mainly four or five concepts over there. First one, that is electrical motor. Second one, that is DC servo motor. Third one, that is AC motor. Fourth one, that is step motor, and fifth one, that is solenoid. In hydraulic actuator, we will see use hydraulic fluid to amplify the control command signal. So this is what the hydraulic actuator. And third one, that is pneumatic actuator. So what is pneumatic? So there will be some air, right? Air supply, right? So use compressed air as the driving force. So in hydraulic actuator, first of all, what is hydraulic? So we will focus on fluid, right? So for the use of, or you can take use of hydraulic fluid to amplify the control command signal. So this is what the hydraulic actuator, right? So now we will focus on electrical actuator, hydraulic actuator, and pneumatic actuator, right? So move forward to next slide. So first one, that is electrical actuator. So here I have attached one video so that you can directly find out the electrical actuator. So electrical actuator is nothing, is not a device, right? It is not a device, right? It is one kind of part that convert the energy form, right? So here one, that is electrical actuator. So here in image you can find out the important role of electrical actuator. So there is one connecting rod on the another side which connect with, or you can find out there is one plunger which connect with the screw thread, as you can see in image. And in screw thread you can find out the upper portion that related to rotational part, right? So what it actually happened, what actually happened in this particular motion. So first of all, they are motor driving device, right? Second one, that is they use an electrical signal that can help to create a motor shaft rotation. And third one, that is this movement, as you can find out this linear movement, with the help of this particular linear movement, right, you can create the rotational motion also, as you can see in video. So this movement is converted into a linear motion which help to drive the steam in the valve for the flow modulation. So this is what the concept of electrical actuator, right? So move forward to next slide. So second one, that is airflow, or you can find out pneumatic actuator. So in image you can find out I have attached actually two images. First image that related to block diagram, and second image that related to GIF of pneumatic actuator, right? So what is pneumatic actuator? So pneumatic actuator use an air or gas. What is first of all pneumatic actuator? So first of all, it is the combination of two words, right? Pneumatic and actuator. Actuator that related to your signal, or you can find out that is one kind of part, right? And with the help of air, you can find out the motion. So pneumatic actuator use an air or gas signal from an external sources to produce a modulating control action. Second one, that is the signal. What is signal, right? So the actuator receive the force of the pneumatic signal through a top port, as you can find in second image, right? Second video you can find out the actuator receives the force of the pneumatic signal through a top port. And third one, that is then it distribute the signal across the actuator's diaphragm. As a result, the diaphragm expert the pressure on the diaphragm plate. This is the output. So the output is downward direction. In downward, you can find out the valve steam downward in a way that stop the control valve. So this is what the pneumatic actuator, right? So move forward to next slide. Next one, that is hydraulic actuator. So first of all, what is hydraulic actuator? It is just like a combination of two words, right? First of all, hydraulic, and second word, that is actuator. Actuator, that is one kind of part that related to your movement, or that find out the signal, right? And what is hydraulic? Hydraulic that related to your fluid, liquid, right? So hydraulic actuator are similar in operation as pneumatic actuator, except they uses a fluid, right? As I discussed earlier, except they uses a fluid as a hydraulic fluid or hydraulic oil as the signal fluid to control the action of the valve. Second one, that is they are used in place of pneumatic or electrical actuator valve when the force required to move the valve. So this is what the concept of hydraulic actuator. So move forward to next slide. How actuator operate? So basically there are two types of motion. First one, that is electrical motor, and second one, that is solenoid. So now we can focus on actuator operation, right? As here you can see that electrical motor and solenoid. So we will focus on that. So solenoid operated actuator. So solenoid operated actuator, here you can see at the rear part you can find out the flow. Over there is one plug, and it connect with the body, and over there there is one coil which attach with the DC supply, and over there is one plunger, and over there is one return spring. So this is what is setup of solenoid control valve. When the spring presses, right, here in solenoid operated actuator, when the spring return or spring presses, you can find out the movement of plunger, right, and then you can find out the supply and coil and all of that, right? So this is what the concept of solenoid operated actuator, right? So move forward to next slide. So thank you so much. In this particular session, we have completed actuator and its types, right? So thank you so much.